Today I want to answer the very popular question, will Ethereum 2.0 drive new investments, and can it make Ethereum go past $5,000? While the answer is complex in nature, we're going to be taking a look at a couple different aspects of Ethereum and how it will likely react to this merge news when the merge does happen. Now, I also want to talk about everything else that's happening in the world of cryptocurrency because as per usual, there is a lot happening, hence why we have all of these other tabs pulled up, including what's happening on the price chart. So if any of this does sound interesting, make sure you stick around for the entire length of this video as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brendan and it's great to have you. So without further ado, let's get into this Ethereum merge because CoinDesk just published an article saying Ethereum's merge will increase its use cases and drive its investment narrative. Now, I don't think that they're wrong here, but there's a couple misinterpretations about the merge. Number one, when the merge happens, it will not make Ethereum drastically faster. Its cost for gas prices are not going to go down by 100%, meaning you're not going to get a drastic cut in how much gas fees are. You will get a slight cut right off the bat, but sharding won't be implemented for give or take around 2 years, and then that's when you will see the drastic price cut in gases because Ethereum's transactions will get significantly faster. So again, off the rip, Ethereum 2.0 will make Ethereum slightly faster and have slightly less gas prices or gas fees, but it won't be until maybe a year, 2 years in until you start seeing the drastic change in Ethereum's transaction speeds and its gas fees as well. So will the Ethereum merge increase its use cases? The answer is yes, it will. It's moving from a proof of work model to a proof of stake model, and this will drive more investments towards it. The big question is, have those investments even begun to come in? Because we've been looking at these $100 million, these $1 billion in funding coming in to Ethereum-based protocols and networks, especially into the world of Web3. We just made a video on that a couple days ago during Wednesday's video. And so what if I just proposed the idea that the Ethereum 2.0 investments are still sitting on the sidelines to make sure that the launch goes well, and that there is a lot of capital waiting to see if the Ethereum launch goes well. And I think that that would make a lot of sense. Now, clearly, we would be naive to believe that none of that money has entered into the market yet. Clearly, some people are very confident in this proof of work to proof of stake model change. Hence, some money has already gotten in. But I am fairly confident saying that there is still money sitting on the sidelines waiting to see how this merge ultimately goes. And I think that once it goes well, we are going to see more money come into Ethereum, and we only have to wait about a month to find out whether that stands true and stands true to the test of time. So we don't have to wait that long, but Ethereum has been on an absolute tear, and I was talking to the Crypt Nation crew yesterday. If you're not part of Crypt Nation, I have a link to that in the description down below, and feel free to check that out if it's something that you'd be interested in. I'm one of the analysts over there. And if I go over to Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum has yet to touch the 200-day moving average. This is something that we rejected not once, but twice throughout this bear market already, ever since we had the death cross. Now, we are just a little bit away from this. I think it's something like 17-ish%. I'm sure it's more since we fell today, but this is around 30% now. So if Ethereum gets back to that 200-day moving average from our current price, that would be about a 31% increase. Now, this has been a popular area for Ethereum to retrace to, especially when it is seeing a lot of bullish sentiment. So there could be the argument that Ethereum wants to retest this area at the 200-day moving average before the Ethereum merge. Now, when the merge itself comes, we've seen a lot of buy the hype, sell the news events, especially when we have a specific date attached to it. We saw it happen to Cardano earlier this year. We saw it happen to ApeCoin with their metaverse land sale. It's happened to a lot of different platforms, especially when we know that there is a specific date involved around a very hyped up event. So my one word of advice, or I guess not financial advice, but what I am doing personally is I am heeding caution in the days prior to the merge, about maybe 3 to 4 days before the merge. I am going to be getting very cautious on Ethereum because of the traditional ideology of buy the hype, sell the news. And so I think that that is something to at least contemplate before the merge happens. So when it comes to all of this, yes, prices are falling at the moment, but if you look, pretty much everything's falling. NASDAQ, NASDAQ, S&P 500, Dow Jones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, even gold was falling this morning. So it's quite the interesting world as oil is rallying very hard on the day. Now, another really cool survey tells us that crypto hackers have stolen $1.9 billion in 2022 already, but fewer people are falling for these scams. In fact, this is the amount of scams or people that are falling for these scams has fallen to a 4-year low. So the scams are still out there. They're still trying to catch people, but from this survey, it goes on to talk about, and it's actually blocked off now, of course, when I come back to it, but it was talking about how crypto scams have fallen to a multi-year low, and less people are falling for these. So even though there are still a lot of money that is being scammed out there, people aren't falling for it nearly as much as they used to. So there's good signs in that direction, meaning that the amount of people getting scammed is on a decrease, but of course the scams are going to try to get better and more dynamic. So keep an eye out there, especially scams around the Ethereum merge. If you see someone contacting you and saying you have to send Ethereum to this address to get your Ethereum 2.0, don't fall for the scam. There's going to be so many scams out there that's going to say you need me to get your new Ethereum, which is just simply not true. The Ethereum merge happens autonomously. In other really good news, South African Reserve Bank is encouraging friendly behavior with cryptocurrency. I saw this all over the front page of crypto news this morning, and this is just another country, a more significant country, and we've talked about this before. It starts in the third world, then the second world, and then the first world countries, and we are now seeing South Africa getting very friendly with cryptocurrency. So I think this is going to be a precursor. South Africa is not a major player in the world of finance, but they're a fairly prominent country. You know, they are not El Salvador, they're not Venezuela. They are more significant than that when it comes to the world economy and kind of their influence on everything. So this is just another example. Crypto adoption is happening. It's continuing to grow. And if you don't see it, just know that this is a sign that it's happening behind the scenes, as of all this other news is as well. And in the latest news, probably at this point one of the less significant events, Canadian pension giant Casey, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, writes off a $150 million bet on the bankrupt crypto lender Celsius. This is just a continued news train for what's happening at Celsius. I always like to bring these ones up for the people who still are trying to find out what's going to happen with their money. There are articles and there are updates happening about that. So if this is something that has directly affected you, here's the article for it on CoinDesk, and definitely check it out for yourself. But that is going to round us off for the day. A lot happening here. Almost all the news today was bullish. As per usual, there's a lot of really bullish things happening behind the scenes in the world of cryptocurrency, especially with what's happening with this Ethereum merge. So I hope everyone is getting excited. All I would have to say is just err on the side of caution. There are those crypto scams that are out there. There is the potential of a buy the hype, sell the news event as well. Overall, this merge should be a very good thing for Ethereum. It's something that I am personally very, very excited about, but that doesn't mean that I am not cautiously optimistic. I think that's probably the best way to put this. But if you did like this video and want to see more, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. If you have a question, drop me a comment in the comment section down below. And you always, if you're a Crypt Nation member, feel free to message me on Mighty Networks. That is definitely the best way to get a hold of me and the fastest one as well. So thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you in next week's video.